What's up, good people? It's your girl Tanika Nikki, and this is another episode of Dear America. This segment is specifically about my city, Chicago. I'm gonna do something that I've never done since I've been a YouTuber, and let's talk about my city. Born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, and contrary to what most people do, I'm not going to talk about all of its grit and grime, crime, sex, drugs, gangs, etc. Because that's not all Chicago is. Contrary to its headlines, media blast, and its stigma that is attached to it, there's more to my city, my hometown, than that. It's a whole set of people that do not fit that criteria at all. I was one of those people. So, yeah, let's get into it. For one, when it comes to being born and raised in the inner cities of Chicago, there's a love there and a connection there. Sure, there's gangs and there's stuff going on around you, but something about being raised in a community like the South Side of Chicago, it's nothing like it. It's a bond, more like family outside of family. There's no way to describe it. Everyone looks out for everyone. It's just that way. Contrary to what the movies and the headlines portray, it's not a drive-by shooting on every corner. People are not afraid to walk to the corner store. You can sit on your porch. You can play double dutch in the street. It wasn't an all-out warfare situation. I know a lot has changed in my city since I was a kid, but all I can give you is what I know, what I knew. The truth is, I moved out of my city when I had children, especially when I had boys, because although there was a lot of good things about my city, some of the things, weren't so good. And I wanted to give my kids a chance to see something different than Inglewood, so to speak. Anyway, back to the good things about my city. Not only did you have camaraderie and a bond with the people around you, it's like everyone knew you, It's like families that have been in those neighborhoods have been there for years. Your grandmother knew every single person around. Your aunts were friends of the neighbors and so forth and so forth. Children of children knew each other, Nobody didn't know one another. And just to dip into a little bit of the gang situation, I've never been a member of any of it. I'm just going to give you a little bit of what I've seen growing up. Despite the gang situation, and I'm not cheerleading for any gang, anything, but despite the gang situation that I saw when I was growing up, sometimes they did some good things, being a female growing up in Inglewood, because I was a female in a certain neighborhood, it was a sense of, I don't know, protection. If I felt unsafe in any kind of situation, like maybe some hobo on the corner at the corner store was acting a little belligerent, one of the neighborhood guys would defend me, and something about that made me feel safe. Every now and then, there would be a block party, you know, a celebration of some kind, sponsored by the Taboo Boys of whatever situation. And it was a good time for the whole neighborhood, the whole block. And all the children were involved. Back in the day when I was in Chicago, Illinois, no women or children had to worry about certain situations. You know, we just didn't. And we did see some bad things or hear gunshots in the middle of the night sometimes. But that's not all it was. There were people that got shot and family members got hurt in certain situations and drugs got sold and, you know, hell. But doesn't that happen in everyone's city at some point in time? Chicago is not all bad. It's just not. Everyone in life chooses a path. And sometimes when you're in a situation or you grow up in a certain lifestyle, you choose a path that's what you know, what you see. And sometimes you choose the latter. You choose something different. Either one is possible. I promised myself that I would delete what I put up yesterday because I felt like I came off biased. You know, as if I was being judgmental for no reason. As if I was placing blame on a person that I knew nothing of. So I took some time and I looked at all the good things that that particular person had done. And it reminded me of the things I had saw growing up and the people who were responsible for some of the bad things that I saw, but also responsible for a whole lot of the good things that I experienced. And then I thought, well, damn. Well, damn. You know, sometimes shit happens. Shit happens. Anyway, I just want to talk about my city. Just want to talk about my city. Because right now it feels like my city is in a bit of a crisis situation. It's not like it was when I was young. I'm on the outside looking in at this point. And it feels as though all I have to go by is what I hear in the news, what I see in the media. And I had to be reminded to go back to when I was there and remember what it really is and say, damn, you know, maybe Chicago's maybe a bad light is being shined on Chicago. I do know that some things need to change. And I don't think that starts with law enforcement or more of that kind of thing. I think it starts with the people. I think it starts with people starting to remember that the value in human life and remembering how to resolve conflict without how do I say it? I guess without drawing your gun, period. That's really what I'm trying to say. Find a way to resolve the issue and not feel like it has to result in the death of someone else. Everybody's life, everyone's life matters. Everyone deserves to have their brother, their son, their sister, their mother, their daughter, their child. Everyone deserves to have their loved one. Everyone. It's a way to handle everything. And I know there's a such thing as all these codes in the streets and all these things unspoken of, and I know there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, that'll never be understood by us, women and, well, women on the outside like myself and people on the outside looking in and law enforcement that's trying to solve stuff. It's stuff that goes on that no one will understand besides the people that are involved in certain situations. However, I really wish that it'll be discussed amongst those people a different way to handle things. I do remember one other thing from back in the day. I believe there used to be a way for oppositions to come together some kind of way and communicate. What happened to the line of communication? They kind of settled things without things, escalating to a point of no return. Sometimes it is what it is, but there's always room for change. All I can say is prayers up to my city. Prayers up. I remember what my city used to be, and it never was perfect. But I see what my city has become, and it makes me afraid for the young people coming up there now. The people that I still know there, that I keep in contact with via social media or whatever, I see so many that say, I can't wait to move, or I'm moving to this city or that city. And I'd be like, man, everybody's leaving. Why is everybody leaving? I wish they had a reason to stay. Chicago needs more people, more good people to stay. And more people to change and become the reason for people to stay. God bless the people who died over Memorial Day weekend. God bless the dead. R.I.P. Zack. God bless my city. Dear America, stop only looking at the negative stigmas placed on certain cities and places. When you place a negative stigma on some things, some people, some places, you don't give them a chance. I don't think it's fair. Instead of only looking at the problem, be a part of the solution. That's why I deleted my videos from last night. I promised myself to try to be positive, to stop looking at so much negative things and be a part of solutions. So this is my effort. I hope somebody gets something from this. If nothing else, I hope somebody says a prayer for my city. It's needed. This is your girl, Tanika Nikki. As always, peace and blessings, guys.